Hi friends, this is the final video in the how the queens won their lip syncs or lost their lip sync series, I guess. And this is going to be like a recap video where I'm going to include the clips of the moments happening and give shorter explanations so that it's maybe easier to digest. The reason why this wasn't just the only video for this series is because, well, one, I didn't want to get my ass a copyright strike, and two, honestly, I wanted to get some money from all the work that I was going to do for this. I don't care, I have no shame. So let's get into the lip syncs. Pork Chop does not know the words and gets eliminated, which overshadows Akasha's performance. Tammy Brown does not know the words and gets eliminated, which somewhat overshadows Akasha's amazing performance. Chanel does a stunt and wins the lip sync, sending Akasha home, which overshadows Akasha's amazing performance. Jade grabs Rebecca's crotch and gets sent home. BB does not pin her wig down properly, it falls off, and she wins the lip sync. Chanel, for no reason, shakes her ass mid-lip sync, leaving some of the judges unpleasantly surprised and gets sent home. BB Zahara Benet duck walks, and then scoots her way under and between Nina's legs and to the crown. Zahara does a massive leap and lands in a split, overall has a less messy performance than Shangela, so she sends her home. Raven goes to the back of the stage and points to the other girls, telling them that they're never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, and then and wins the lip sync. Raven, in her country girl look, embodies the lip sync song more than Mystique dressed up in whatever that is. Morgan beats Sonique in the Two of Hearts lip sync just by performing the song well without even having to move from her spot on the stage. Sahara does yet another big leap, but this time she lands in a split off stage and, as to be expected, sends Morgan home. Jujubee then in turn sends Sahara home once she goes out shit-faced to lip-sync to Black Velvet, completely matching the sleazy feel of the song. Jessica goes a little too wild in her lip-sync against Tatiana and loses the lip-sync. Jujubee, with her impersonation of a synth and Debbie Gibson, takes out Pandora, who was doing the robot. Tatiana does not know the words and is impressed by Jujubee's performance, so much so that she breaks character and loses. Tyra wins the crown in the first couple of seconds of the lip sync, where she just spins. Venus tries to push her way to the victory, but doesn't succeed. Delta commands the stage in her lip sync against Phoenix, who does her best Lady Gaga impression. Drag is not a contact sport. Stacy shows us attitude for the first time and wins her lip sync against India. Mariah does not know the words, Delta wins. Alexis is high energy, bubbly, and fun in her lip sync against Stacey Lane Matthews, after which Stacey goes home. Manila goes cross-eyed, Delta goes home. Shangela does a death drop, Carmen is dropped from the competition. Alexis Mateo delivers one of the most angelic performances in Drag Race history and takes out Shangela. Raja, with her kiss of death, takes Carmen out of the competition, with Carmen never to return again. Yara has a breakdown during her lip sync against Alexis and hands her her top 3 spot. Manila does the robot and does silly faces while lip syncing for the crown, while wearing a crown, and hands the win to Raja. Jiggly performs like Britney did during the Onyx Hotel tour, while Alyssa performs like Britney during the Femme Fatale tour. LaShawn kicks off her shoes and then gets kicked off the show. Dita Ritz puts on a clinic in this lip sync against the princess and absolutely murders her. Milan puts on some black lipstick and wins this lip sync. Milan is so much more into voguing right now than Kenya was and impresses the judges with her dancing. In the next lip sync, she does not really impress them with her choice of performing this song out of drag and gets sent home. Willem has a lot of fun on stage with this song, maybe a little too much fun, while Jiggly just stands in one place. Latrice takes us to church and takes Dida out of the competition. Kenya takes off her wig and takes herself out of the competition, never to be seen on Drag Race again. Latrice's soulful approach to a country song doesn't pay off, and she gets sent home right before the top 3. Serena does a split and wins the lip sync. Serena does a split and loses the lip sync. Coco sets the bar high in her first lip sync of the season, where she beats Monica Beverly Hills. Detox has a tiny seizure on stage and wins. Coco is just so excited to be there, so much so that she wins her lip sync against Jade. Alyssa introduces us to her dance corner and sends Ivy packing. Coco takes out her flower. Coco scorns RuPaul for everything bad he's ever done. Coco does the how you can tell you're a part of the song flawlessly. And finally, Coco spins her way to victory. Detox and Michelle finger at each other while lip syncing in sync. Jinx wows everyone with her performance and makes it into the top 3 and ultimately the crown. Vivacious expressed herself better than Kelly did, and she won. Darian turned the beat around better than Magnolia did, and she won. April Carrion did a reveal into Selena Gomez and stayed to fight another week. Unfortunately for her, she went up against Trinity, who, just by strutting and being elegant, won the lip sync. Giovanna takes a little too much time to do her reveal, handing Laganja the victory. Trinity yet again wows the judges with her elegance, sexiness, and overall greatness when it comes to performing, sending Milk home. In the least offensive way possible, Jocelyn Fox acts dumber and sillier, really, than Laganja, and so she sends her home. Adore does a cartwheel and lands safely in the top 6. Adore kicks off her shoes and then kicks Jocelyn out of the competition. Darian hears the lyrics, "You didn't think that I'd come back swinging," and she punches the air, which somehow gets Dela eliminated. To quote Katya, "I don't know what Miss Crab Lady is doing in that lip sync, but the bearded hoe is turning it out." Katya does the splits and takes Sasha out of the competition. Jasmine does the squats in order to warm up her legs for when she walks back home after being eliminated here. Pearl goes all pissed off rigor mortis, and I go rigor mortis. Candy has a stomachache but still is able to send Kasha home. Very appropriately for the song, Jaden Dior Fierce, in a prison outfit, breaks free and wins her lip sync against Candy. Jaden pounds on her boobs and says "good boob, I mean goodbye" to Max. Ginger looks like this. How do you beat this? You don't. Fame punches herself, thinking that she could win Drag Race without knowing how to perform. Ginger pulls this face, and then Trixie goes on to win All Stars 3. And Kennedy, much like Sahara, dives off the stage, pussy first, lands into a split, and sends Katya packing. Layla McQueen does a death splat and survives this lip sync. Robbie chooses to lip sync in skates, deciding the outcome of the lip sync before it even had begun. Chi-Chi does a routine from one of her gymnastics showcases and beats Neisha once and for all. Without causing much commotion, Naomi takes center stage in her lip sync against Betty and just looks pretty. Robbie takes her wig off in this uber forgettable lip sync and loses it. Chi-Chi tells us that she's not going and pulls an accidental showgirls moment in her lip sync against Torji. Bob pulls some faces and pulls some paper off her dress in order to beat Derek and make her way to the crown. Kimura was beaming with confidence, albeit a blind one. Aja does a death drop and is the hero we needed to avenge the elimination of James Mansfield. Peppermint mimes shooting Cynthia with a shotgun and takes her out of the competition. Nina Bonina Brown duck walks and shakes her titties and takes out Aja. Alexis Michelle does a split, not a full split, but still a split enough to take Farrah out of the competition. Nina Bonina Brown is beaming with self-doubt, albeit a blind one, and just hands Shea Coulee a spot in the top 5. With a wig reveal and a foreshadowing of what's about to come in the finale, Peppermint makes her way into the top 4, eliminating Alexis Michelle last. Peppermint yet again does a reveal, but this time it's an outfit reveal and a wig reveal, and poor Trinity stood no chance. Sasha falls mid-lip sync after the bridge of the song, but is still able to keep on chaotically lip-syncing as she usually does, pick herself up and pick up the win. Calorie makes it rain on herself and reigns as the winner of the lip sync. Eureka gives us shades of Latrice Royale, and no, this is not a joke about her wanting to be black. Mayhem shows us that she truly is a walking study in demonology right as the song starts, and of course beats Yuhua. Monet does a fake out, and Dusty fades out of the competition. Monet rides a motorcycle, smokes a blunt, sprays her hair, plays an air guitar, eats some food, and loves all of her friends. Except for Mayhem, who gets eliminated because of her. The Vixen rolls onto a victory in her lip sync against Blair St. Clair. Monique just does not cut it in the Cut to the Feeling lip sync and loses, mostly because she does not know the words. Asia pulls a silly face, which in most lip syncs means winning. Monet takes Lizzo's "So Walk Your Finest Out the Door" lyric a little too literally and takes herself out of the competition. With an untimely split, Miss Cracker is untimely eliminated from the competition if we are to believe some fans. Asia murders some animals on stage and so, of course, loses. Aquaria is a firecracker in the final lip sync for the crown, which she, of course, and thankfully wins. Soju does this, Kahana does this. Can you guess who wins? Mercedes really works it, bitch, against Kahana in their lip sync. Honey launches herself off the stage for no goddamn reason, and in turn launches herself out of the competition. Raja, with a pretty simple yet effective maneuver, is able to take the lead in her lip sync against Mercedes and ultimately win it, though both queens did really well. Ariel Versace eats complete shit and gets eliminated for it. Scarlett is not a dancer, and Raja is not a dancer, so Raja wins? Question mark? Raja O'Hara loses her braid wig thing and loses the lip sync. Michelle and Rue are quite impressed with what Vanessa can do with the anal beads that are on her head. Vanessa just performs the song better than Suga. Nina West stands in one place, maybe? I don't know. It's rigorous. Brooklyn Heights tiptoes her way into the top 4. Brooklyn Heights does a shoe reveal and tiptoes into the top 2. Akira does one of the most questionable wig reveals of all time and loses the lip sync to Evie. Evie does one of the coolest reveals on Drag Race of all time, even though she doesn't reveal anything, but the fact that she is the winner of season 11. Mimi Unfurs does a poor reveal and takes herself and Pandora Box out of the competition. Latrice Royale seems to be just a tad bit more cut out for show business, and so wins for herself and Manila. Manila in turn pulls weird faces and takes herself and Latrice out of the competition. Yara Sofia is the only queen on All Stars 1 to use the lip sync buzzer, which almost immediately takes her and Alexis out of the competition. Chad looks a little too inspired by Rue's song called... well, I'm not gonna say the name of it because it has the T slur in it, and RuPaul is quite impressed by that, whereas Raven pulls the robot and essentially digs her own grave. Roxy Andrews shakes off her previous reputation of being a villain and wins the first ever lip sync for Your Legacy. Alaska invades somebody's personal space, but more importantly shows us that you don't have to be good at something to win something, and also that size does not matter. Alyssa reopens her dance corner and saves Katya. Alaska invades another person's personal space, pulls a funny face, and wins this lip sync for some of the gays. Alaska does the ultimate personal space invasion, and speaking of invasion, she reveals the US flag in her lip sync against Katya, which she questionably wins. Katya does not know the words and has to lip sync against Detox's ass, so she loses. Alaska, surprisingly enough, does not invade anybody's personal space here, but she does smudge her makeup and wins the last lip sync. Ben de la Creme chuckles at just how easy it is to win All Stars 3 and this lip sync against Aja. Shangela uses a jump rope to skip a few steps ahead of Ben de la in their lip sync, and she wins it. Ben de la Creme tries to use scare tactics to win the lip sync by channeling Samara, but her attempt fails. Trixie goes for a bro kick, misses wildly, and BB rolls her up for the 3 count. BB forgets that she's not on season 1, so this shit does not fly. Shangela suggests she be the first big girl winner of Drag Race. RuPaul meets her halfway and lets her win the lip sync. Trixie emulates her out of drag hair loss, and RuPaul awards her the win. Monique's wig falls off. Again, Valentina burns when she dances as she spins her way to the victory. Manila channels a main pretty girl from any rom-com, and just like them, wins. Monique's wig does not fall off, so they give her a win. Trinity has a bigger ass than Jasmine, so she wins. Valentina has a bigger attitude than Farrah, so she wins. Naomi weighs less than Gia and does a great backbend, so she wins. Trinity tries to pull a Shangela and wants to be the first old winner of Drag Race, but forgets about Chad Michaels' existence, so she loses. Naomi outperforms 1A. That's it. Trinity, with a hair flick, wins over the judges, wins this lip sync against Monique, and of course, the entire season. So that's it. That's the video. Thank you for watching, legends, and I hope you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and of course subscribe if you don't want to miss any more videos.